Hey, hi Jesse.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm from the Google Cloud team, who manage the GCP build packs.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to check on a couple of things. So we actually want to use the pack extension feature that was added recently in build packs. Now
Okay.
our problem is that we currently use libcnb library,
Mm-hmm.
and um, the libclb v2 library only supports buildpack API versions from 0.8 to 0.10. And as far as I could read in the buildpack spec and platform spec, the support for buildpacks extension has been added from 0.10, sorry, 0.11, where it has been removed from experimental. So we are unable to move to buildpacks API 0.11 because our libcnb is constrained by only up to using it up to 0.10. And the second thing that I noticed was that creator binary right now doesn't support calling the extender.
Yeah, and I don't think it
um
ever will. Yeah, I don't think we can.
okay.
Because it needs to happen out of band because it has to run on the base image, right? It has to run on potentially a different base image. So there's like the way the extensions work is it's just that it's going to have to run stuff on a new base image and let you change the base image as well, depending on kind of what your extension does. So I don't think there's creators never going to have a path for extensions, as far as I understand it.
Got it. I actually wanted to understand something from you. Just give me a second.
Sure. Yeah,
I'll
and,
just
and
share my screen.
libcnb, that's I'm sure they would. I'm not a maintainer on that particular project, but I'm sure they would be open to some PRs and collaboration on bumping it to the later build packs. Here at Salesforce and Heroku, we use Heroku's libcnb RS, the Rust crate, to do that, and it's much more up to date. So we don't rely on that one internally at Salesforce and
Oh,
Heroku.
but I see it's still a part of the build packs repo in
It
GitHub.
is. I'm just not a maintainer on it. It is still a project that we have in our umbrella for the build packs project, but it's not something that my teams use internally. So there's no internal pressure to keep those up to date.
Got it. So whom should I contact for that? Do you know any active I can check the past
Um,
PRs, but
yeah, I think the Slack room is probably the best
yeah,
case to ask. Like I don't know if Paketo relies on them. I think they might have their own uh, Go framework that is not that one as well, but they may rely on it. I'm not sure. So I don't know who would maintain that, but I would check in the
got
Slack or
it.
put an issue in to see, and hopefully someone will
Actually, there
respond.
are
I'm just the
multiple
wrong one.
issues. Yeah, actually, there are multiple issues opened
Ah,
already in libcnb, but no one has
gotcha,
been replying on them, which got me
gotcha,
curious. To update the libcnb version to support the latest build packs APIs,
gotcha.
according to the build pack spec.
Yeah, so it looks like it's mostly. Just trying to see who's been maintaining it. It's been a bit since anything besides automation. Yeah, so it looks like some Paketo folks were in here before. I don't know if they're still here now for as far as using it, but okay.
So it's possible that it's orphaned right now. There might be chances.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't consider it orphan, but it is probably greatly delayed in receiving new features. So I'll see. Terrence would probably know.
Okay.
I'll add it to the agenda, and I tag Terrence specifically. But yeah, I mostly maintain the lifecycle binary, so I don't really have any history or knowledge around the build packs API surface area changes between those versions. So it wouldn't be me who updates it for sure, but I can help push it forward and see if someone will respond. So
Yeah, and we are happy to collaborate and
yeah.
contribute in some way if possible,
Hmm.
so that we can update the libcnb's version constraint for Buildpacks
Awesome.
API. Uh, If you would be knowing what would be the right version currently to choose for using extension, that would be really helpful both for platform API as well as Buildpacks API, because I see
Yeah.
it got introduced in 0.11, but there has been no changes in the spec information in platform API since then up to 0.15.
The latest spec version is for build pack API is 0.12, and for platform API it's 0.15.
Yeah. So do
Both of
we need
those.
to update both of those to support extension, or just the Buildpacks API will do?
You'll definitely have to have platform update as well. I recommend pulling up to the latest specs on both of those to get all the fixes and implementation changes along the way. I don't know exactly when it went from preview to not preview, but I know that there's been some, like, we use Conoco to do some of the extension stuff. There's been some bumps in that in 0.15, maintenance releases. So I would just recommend bumping all the way up.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks for that. I'll check on Slack as well if there is someone who can help us here.
Sure.
Thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, folks. Got off into the weeds immediately with just kind of answering questions. I guess I will share our Cloud Native Build Packs doc real quick. Go through the standing items in case anyone here is new. Yeah, sign into the doc if you'd like. If anyone here wants to introduce themselves, go ahead. Now would be a good time. I don't remember everyone's names or faces, but I've already talked to a couple of you for sure.
Yeah, I think I've joined a second time only. Yeah, so yeah, myself Hemant Goel, and I am from the Google Cloud team. So yeah, working extensively across build packs and all. Like we leverage them in our open source.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Let's see. RFCs. Let me check and see if there's any RFCs. I actually don't know. Where'd my links go? We usually have links. Hold on, let me just check these. There's nothing in those statuses. There's Artifact Hub IO integration, which Joey, you just joined. Good
Yeah,
timing. Is this need to be moved to another status? What's the status of this RFC?
yeah, we are ready for voting.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've got
It's already in voting.
oh, sweet.
It looks like, yeah, last week. So it actually looks like it's out of voting.
All
And with
right.
no dissent, then this is technically approved as of today. So,
Nice. Is it just merging it in that
um,
makes it
yeah, work with
official?
me after this at some point. I think there is a there's some, like, you got to create issues and stuff to kind
That's
of
right. That's
track it,
right.
and there is some automation here. I don't know. I don't think I used the automation last time, but we can see if it
Hmm.
works, and if not, then I can at least point you to the automation so that you can
Yeah.
create the items yourself and create a tracking issue so people can follow along.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks.
Let's see. TOC update regarding graduation. I don't see Terrence or Joe, but I was involved in a little bit of the TOC graduation stuff this week, so I know it's moving forward. So hopefully, we're still hoping for a KubeCon graduation by KubeCon. So we'll see how that goes.
Thinking by this
Um,
keep going?
I think so. Yeah, it's a very tight from where we were. We had a couple items, only a few things
Yeah.
left to do. So hopefully we're there. And if not, then be we're done after that.
Get the next one. Get
Yep.
the next cube gun.
Yeah, and earlier we talked briefly about libcnb has some stale issues. I don't know who generally maintains libcnb, but there's, spec 0.12 has been out for a good bit, and so it looks like we're getting a little stale here. So I pinged Terrence in the notes on that to see if he'll figure out who normally bumps that. And if we find it, then we'll reply. What else do we have, folks?
I've got a couple notes related to KubeCon.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm.
I think I was talking with Joe earlier. He's got some stuff about the graduation. I figured he'd share that, and I think there's some stuff in your internal channel with the TOC.
Yep.
Not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the other side is that there is going to be a platform engineering radar published at. We're expecting to be published at KubeCon, and that's by the CNCF. So it's a CNCF Tech Radar, and build packs is going to be mentioned in two different categories, and it's pretty highly ranked in both of those categories. So hoping I'll be able to share a little bit more information about that, but really nice results and showing from build packs and the platform engineering radar.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great. I've been attempting to. So one thing that caught build packs off guard a little bit in the last couple of weeks was GitHub Actions defaulting to containerd snapshotter. This is something they've been rolling out for quite some time on Docker Desktop and beyond. It was never the default. They've begun making it the default. I don't know whether that was a GitHub choice or a Docker choice. Anyway, for those who are unaware, the before containerd snapshotter, build packs used sort of an undocumented behavior to really get some very nice performance changes or performance fixes for when you do a pack build. So when you do a pack build, because pack just pulled the base run image that it's going to put your code on top of, we could basically tell Docker, hey, that layer, all these base layers, we don't have to go calculate the digest and the diff IDs or whatever is going on there. We don't have to give you the size or anything because you already have this. And the old Docker daemon storage layer interface used to be like, yep, sounds good. In containerd snapshotter, this is no longer true, kind of. It does actually work. Like you can do the same thing. You can be like, hey, these layers already exist, and you can kind of give it the correct diff IDs and everything in the tarball when you do a Docker load, and it will load it up and give you the thumbs up, and it'll even run if you do like a Docker run, but then you can't export it. So if you try to do like a Docker push or like a Scopio copy or Crane copy or something like that, that path in Docker ends up leading to the actual content store where you sort of lied about it and you're like, hey, here's this tar of like 0 bytes with this diff ID. And then it's like, oh, you can't have, this doesn't match. Anyway, the performance cost on this is not insignificant. If you do a pack build pre snapshotter, a very simple app, the export itself takes like, a second or two. And then if you do it post snapshotter, it's like 10 to 12 seconds on like a kind of standard thing. So I'm still trying to figure out if there's a path here. Some folks have helpfully jumped in Slack recently because I guess they probably noticed it as well, like the snapshotter being the default in GitHub, and offering their kind of help. But if anyone has any ideas and spikes and stuff like that to kind of or contacts, that would be cool. We do need to keep compatible with Podman, so there's probably something here too where like, what we had, I think they upstreamed in Podman back in the day because of us. We were one of the main folks who were like, hey, this doesn't work in Podman. It used to work in Docker. And, I think people were maybe a little annoyed that we're using undocumented APIs, but eventually I think they just went with it. And it would be nice to figure out support. The issue that it's worth, let me see if I can find the window. This is what I'm really after. If anyone knows how to push this along, I think. CNB snapshot is this Moby issue here for exposing the content store API officially. This would allow us to both query to get some performance gains back so that we don't have to load stuff out of the Docker daemon to kind of figure out its size and digest and stuff like that in some cases, as well as if we can actually load in layers directly to the content store API. We don't have to go through the Docker load save interface, which is inefficient for those reasons, because it does, like I said, not enough validation, and then also too much validation sometimes, where it's like it requires too much of us. We're like, I shouldn't really need to tell it all of these things. Like I have these layers I would like to load, and then together they become this image, and I know that these layers are already here, and so I would love to be able to update build packs daemon interface to use the content store API. And so I think we're kind of waiting on this to be. They accidentally exposed the read-only version recently, and I asked about it being explicitly exposed because it does work. It does save a fair bit of time just having read-only in my testing. But yeah, anyway, that's the only agenda item I had to kind of just document and acknowledge publicly there that I would love to
Cool.
continue doing this. Well, all right. Is there any other agenda items that anyone wants to go over? If not, it'll be a nice short working group.
Cool. I've got nothing.
All right. Well, thanks so much. We'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah.